Hi doctor, my name is Jessnita and my metric number is X6529. My partner and I will present our research proposal entitled The Impact of Age on the Adoption of New Technologies Among Malaysian Workplace. The first one is background of the study. Adopting new technology signifies that individuals and organizations embrace and make use of new technological tools and systems. Younger workers, who are often called digital native, are more likely to be comfortable and good at using new technologies. On the other hand, older workers who may not have much experience with digital tools when they were younger often have trouble adjusting to new technology settings. Theories like the unified theory of acceptance and use of technology and the technology acceptance model help us understand what makes people accept new technologies. This model shows that how useful and easy to use something is seen as are important factors in determining its acceptance. Cultural attitudes towards technology, educational background, and the digital gap between urban and rural places in Malaysia all play a role in how age and technology use. Understanding this factor is important for coming up with ways to make the workforce more open and next is problem statement. Despite the government effort to improve digital infrastructure and promote knowledge of technology, there remains a large gap in the adoption rates between younger and older workers. This difference can lead to decreased total output, communications obstacles, and an imbalanced workforce. From a business viewpoint, the hesitation or inability of older workers to accept new technologies prevent organizational efficiency and creativity. Younger workers, often more tech-savvy, may become satisfied by the slower pace of their older peers, leading to possible conflicts and decreased satisfaction with their job. This problem is particularly severe in sectors that are fast digitalizing, such as finance, healthcare, and education, where seamless adoption of technology is crucial for operating success. Previous studies often fail to look at particular issues that people of different ages face when they work in the same organization. The technology acceptance model and the unified theory of acceptance and use of technology help us understand these factors, but they don't fully explain how people's behaviors change as they get older. It is true that there have been attempts to educate and help older workers in using new technologies, but these have not been sufficiently successful in closing the usage gap. Training programs for older workers often don't consider their specific needs and worries, so they don't have much of an effect in the long run. Existing study also uses methods that take technology adoption as a single process, not considering the different experiences and problems that people of different ages face. As for the research objective, the main objective of the study is to identify the differences in technology adoption rates among various age groups within the Malaysian workplace, to explore the factors influencing technology adoption across different age demographics, and to develop and propose specific strategies for enhancing technology and adoption among older employees. Meanwhile, the research questions are: what is the current level of technology usage among different age groups in the Malaysian workplace? What particular factors impact the technology adoption process among younger employees in Malaysia as opposed to older employees? What are the differences in perceived obstacles to the use of technology between younger and older employees in the Malaysian workplace? What is the impact of organizational support and training programs on the process of technology adoption among older employees in Malaysia, and what approaches can be designed to enhance the rate of technology adoption among elder employees in the Malaysian workplace? There are three underpinning theories that we use in our research. The first one is technology acceptance model. Davis came up with the technology acceptance model, which is one of the most important ideas for understanding how people adopt technology. TAM says that a person's decision to use a technology is based on two main factors: perceived value and perceived ease of use. Perceived value is how much someone thinks that using a system will help them do their job better, and perceived ease of use is how much they think that using the system would not require any work on their part. TAM is put into action by using proven tools to measure perceived value and perceived ease of use. The model is simple and has been used a lot in different technological settings. This makes it an effective method to predict how people will adopt new technologies. The technology acceptance model is a simple but effective way to understand how people use technology by focusing on how each person sees its values and ease of use. Second theory is unified theory of acceptance and use of technology. Unified theory of acceptance and use of technology suggests four main ideas that affect what people plan to do and how they act: success expectancy, effort expectancy, social impact, and facilitating conditions. In addition, this theory has managers like gender, age, skill, and willingness to use. This theory comprehensive framework makes us look into technology usage in more depth, considering a bigger range of factors that affect it. The model's concepts are put into practice through specific surveys that correctly measure each variable. Compared to technology acceptance model, this theory looks at technology uptake from a broader perspective by including social and organizational issues. Since it includes moderating factors like age, it is especially useful for looking at how different groups of people accept technology. Another theory is diffusion of innovation or DOI. Rogers' theory of diffusion of innovations is one of the most important ways to think about how new technologies and ideas spread in a group or culture. DOI gives a broad view of how technology is adopted, focusing on the features of the new technology and the social system in which it is presented. Qualitative and quantitative tools, such as surveys and case study, are used to operationalize the model's dimension. DOI is different from technology acceptance model and unified theory as it is focuses on how information spread within a group or community instead of how individual users think or act. This is the conceptual framework for our research on the impact of age on the adoption of new technologies among Malaysian workplace, and these are also the key concepts that form the foundation and hypothesis of this study. Firstly, we explore perceived ease of use, a crucial factor from the technology acceptance model. This concept reflects how elderly individuals perceive the simplicity of operating new technologies. Research also suggests that ease of use significantly influences adoption rates. Moving on to perceived usefulness, also from the technology acceptance model, despite concern over user friendliness, the belief in technology's ability to enhance work performance can drive adoption. Next, theories like theory of reason action and theory of planned behavior emphasize the importance of actual uses. This metric, encompassing the frequency and extent of technology use, is a critical indicator of adoption success. Apart from that, Rogers' diffusion of innovation theory underscored the need to address adoption barriers. These include technological constraints, organizational support deficiencies, and psychological factors like technophobia. Conversely, facilitators such as training, organizational support, and technical accessibility play pivotal roles in encouraging technology adoption. In conclusion, this research integrates this concept to explore how age impacts technology adoption in Malaysian workplace.
Hi, my name is Wei Xiang and my metric number is 83484. So now I'll be discussing the hypotheses that form the backbone of this research. The first hypothesis, which is perceived ease of use, is positively related to the intention to adopt new technologies in the Malaysian workplace. This hypothesis suggests that when technology is perceived as simple and effortless to use, employees are more likely to embrace it. And the second hypothesis, which is perceived usefulness, is positively related to the intention to adopt new technologies in the Malaysian workplace. Here, we explore how technologies that enhance job performance and simplify tasks are more likely to be adopted. This hypothesis underscores the role of perceived benefits in driving technology adoption among employees. And the third hypothesis, which is actual usage of new technologies, is positively related to the intention to adopt new technologies in the Malaysian workplace. The more employees use technology, the more comfortable and confident they become with it. This hypothesis suggests that positive user experience and irregular usage lead to higher intentions to continue using and adopting new technologies. And for the fourth hypothesis, barriers to adoption are negatively related to the intention to adopt new technologies in the Malaysian workplace. When employees face barriers such as technical challenges, resistance to change, or lack of support, they are less likely to adopt new technologies. This hypothesis highlights the negative impact of obstacles on adoption intentions. And lastly, which is the fifth hypothesis, facilitators of adoption are positively related to the intention to adopt new technologies in the Malaysian workplace. Conversely, organizational support, training programs, and easy access to technology enhance adoption intentions. This hypothesis explores how supportive environments and resources positively influence technology adoption among employees. And therefore, this hypothesis provide a structured framework to explore how perceptions of easy of use, usefulness, actual usage barriers, and facilitators impact technology adoption in Malaysian workplace through the research design of our study, which is meticulously crafted to answer our research questions and test our hypotheses. So the primary purpose of our study is descriptive. Descriptive research is aimed at systematically describing the facts and characteristics of a group of area of interest. In our context, we aim to describe and understand how different age groups within the Malaysian workforce adopt new technologies, identifying patterns, barriers, and facilitators in the adoption process. So to achieve this, we are employing a quantitative research methodology. Quantitative research involves numerically representing and manipulating observations to elucidate and describe the phenomena they reflect. This approach is particularly suitable for our study as it allows us to collect numerical data that can be statistically analyzed to recognize patterns, relationships, and differences among various age groups in terms of technological adoption. And furthermore, our study adopts a cross-sectional time horizon. A cross-sectional study examines data from an entire population at a single point in time. This type of observational study enables us to simultaneously compare different age groups, identifying differences and similarities in technology adoption without the need for long-term follow-up. And there are several reasons why this research design is ideal for our study. The quantitative approach is chosen for its objectivity and reliability, allowing us to use statistical methods to evaluate our hypotheses and identify significant relationships. And the cross-sectional time horizon is selected for its efficiency in gathering data from a diverse sample with a limited time frame, providing immediate insights into age-related differences in technological adoption. Moving on to the population and sampling procedures for our study, first let me define our target population. For our study, the main objective is to examine the impact of age on the adoption and use of new technologies among Malaysian employees. Therefore, our target population comprises employed individuals, both male and female, living in Malaysia. Unemployed individuals are excluded from this study. Next, we consider the sampling frame, which is a list of individuals from the group of interest chosen at random. For our study, we have selected Kota Samarahan, Sarawak as the sampling location. Sarawak's labour force consists of 1.4 million individuals with 600,000 in formal employment as of 2023. Also, Kota Samarahan is the fifth most populous district in Sarawak with an estimated population of 134.6 thousand people. This makes it a relevant and significant location for distributing our questionnaire. Our sampling frame includes individuals aged 18 to 65, both men and women, working in Kota Samarahan. Besides, we employ a probability sampling technique for this research. Specifically, we use the random sampling technique where individuals are randomly selected from different areas of Kota Samarahan considering their age, gender, and job status. And lastly, for the sample size, the Craigie-Morgan formula was used in this study. And after calculating using the formula, we found out that a sample size of 383 respondents are required to conduct this research. To our research instrument information. So, our primary data collection instrument is a structured questionnaire. The questionnaire is written in English that ensures clear communication with respondents. It consists of three major sections: Section A, Section B, and Section C. Firstly, Section A aims to gauge respondents' perceptions of new technologies. It includes questions on perceived ease of use, perceived usefulness, actual usage, barriers to adoption, and facilitators of adoption. Additionally, it addresses the dependent variable, whether respondents plan to adopt new technologies at work. And to capture the respondents' opinions, we use Likert scale responses. This scale ranges from 1 to 5, where 1 represents strongly disagree and 5 represents strongly agree. And for section B, is targeted at individuals who are either interested in or currently adopting new technologies at work. It includes a mix of open-ended and closed-ended questions. Respondents are asked about the duration of their use of new technologies, how they acquired these technologies, daily usage patterns, top 5 activities involving these technologies, and their top 3 application or tools related to these technologies. And lastly, for section C, for this section, it gathers personal information from respondents such as gender, age, position, and industry, level of education, and years of work experience. Recognizing that closed-ended questions might feel restrictive, we conclude with an open-ended question. This allows respondents to share additional thoughts or ideas, offering richer insights into their experiences and perspectives. Let's now look at our construct measurement. So firstly, for the dependent variable of the study, which is intention to adopt new technologies, the items for the construct are shown in the table which we have included in the slide. the scale was proven to be reliable by Cronbach's alpha of 0.95. And as for the independent variable, the questions for the construct of perceived ease of use can be also seen in the table attached. The scale was also proven to be reliable by Cronbach's alpha of 0.97. Similarly, the questions for the other constructs are shown in the table provided. For perceived usefulness, the Cronbach's alpha is 0.95, for actual usage is 0.91, barriers to adoption is 0.94, and lastly, for facilitators of adoption is 0.75, which tells us that all constructs are reliable. Okay, now in this section, I will outline the data collection methods we use for our study, focusing on both primary and secondary data sources. So for our study, the primary tool for data collection is a structured questionnaire designed to understand how employees of various ages in Malaysian companies perceive and use new technologies in the workplace. The questionnaire will assess several key constructs, which is perceived usefulness, actual usage, perceived ease of use, barriers to adoption, and facilitators of adoption. To ensure we maximize responses and reach our target of 383 respondents, we will use a mixed mode collection technique. Firstly, we will distribute an electronic version of questionnaire via email, utilizing platforms like SurveyMonkey and Google Forms. These tools are efficient and making it easier to gather responses from tech-savvy individuals. And however, recognizing that not all respondents may be comfortable with online technology, we will also offer a paper-based version of the questionnaire. In addition to primary data collection, we will also rely on secondary data sources to enrich our study. These sources include academic research obtained from databases like Jester, Scopus, and Google Scholar. We will also gather government documentation and industry reports from the Malaysian Employers Federation and the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission. And now let's proceed to the last section of our research proposal. So for the last section of this presentation, let's look into the data analysis methods we use for this study. So firstly, for descriptive analysis, we will use measures of central tendency such as mean, median, and mode, as well as measures of variability like variance, range, and standard deviation. Frequency distributions will be used to illustrate the number of occurrences for each response category. For example, frequency table will show age categories, technological proficiency levels, and technology usage frequency. Continuous variables such as age, years of work experience, and scores on technology adoption constructs like perceived ease of use will also be analyzed to determine the mean, median, and mode. The data will be reported in terms of standard deviation and variance to illustrate its distribution. And as for inferential analysis, we will employ independent sample t-tests to compare technology's adoption scores between employees aged 18 to 29 and those aged 50 and above. Following this, a one-way ANOVA will be conducted to identify any significant differences in scores among broader age groups like 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, and 50 plus. Finally, chi-square test of independence will be used to explore potential links between age groups and types of technology used at work. And lastly, for regression analysis, we will implement multilinear regression to evaluate the influence of the five independent variables on the dependent variable, which is the intention to adopt new technologies. And the multiple regression equation form is stated in the picture that we've provided in the slide. And with that, we've come to an end of our research proposal presentation. So in behalf of myself and my group member Jessnita, thank you very much.